Hello and welcome back to another character creation video. My name is Lumen and today we're having a look at inZOI. inZOI is a life simulation game where the player can alter any aspect of their world to create unique stories and experiences. Every life becomes a story. Create your unique story by controlling and observing the lives of Zois. Customize characters and build houses using inZOI's easy-to-use tools to live the life of your dreams and experience the different emotions of life created by its deep and detailed simulation. There's also this cat that you can click on. It's kind of cute. I'm not even a cat person, and this is like, it's pretty fantastic. If you'd like to do a deep dive to discover all there is to discover about inZOI, you can find some links below. And as always, there will be timestamps, probably lots of them. This is going to be a big video. There is so much to cover here, and it looks amazing. Look at the cat. Look at the cat. Unfortunately, there will not be cat customization in this video. Perhaps that is something for the future. I don't know. Now, I'm going to click on the cat a few more times. All right. Then we're going to get started. First things first. When the full game is out, you're going to be able to create an entire family with a family tree and everything else here. For the purposes of this video, we are creating one character. So, last name, Slurm. First name, Lerm. All right. That's it. We're creating our family. We've entered the name. Now we're going to create a Zoe. It throws us straight in. And this is where the fun begins. I want to apologize immediately for anything that I might miss. Small as it may be, there are just so many hidden details in here. And my God, it just looks phenomenal. Now, I'm going to run through everything that's available. I'm going to start by showing you guys what you have as tools. So we're going to cover all the tools available here in the character creation system, in the ZOI creation system. Then we will move on after that to having a look at all the presets, the customization options, the outfits, and everything else. Again, there is just a lot. There are some things that are not in yet. As you can see over here on the left side, we've got the desired life that's still in development. And as we go through, there will be one or two other small things that are still in development. Now, jumping in here and actually starting, I'm going to highlight the options that are available for the creation process. And there's a lot of it, right? So at any point during your character creation, you can click on the studio button down here, right? And along with that, you can also hide the UI with Control Shift and U, right? That's great. You can zoom in all the way. You can scroll around. And again, I would like to just point out how amazingly, astoundingly, phenomenally good the characters look in this. I do think that I can say without a doubt that this is the best looking character creator that I've seen. It just is. Now, there might be others that are more stylish. There might be others that have certain things going for them that you can't compare to what's available here. But technically, from a pure visual fidelity standpoint, this is something special. All right? The studio. It is a way to change basically everything about your character and the backdrop and everything else. Now, I did a bit of research, and as it stands right now, and as far as what we've got here goes, this is not the complete experience. There's way more if you actually play in the game. There are apparently a bunch of people right now that are testing the game early, and you will see bits and pieces of that popping up throughout the community sections, where they will have different backgrounds available, different poses, different goodies that you might not see here. So that stuff will be there when you play the full game. But the idea of the studio is you get to change your character's expression, as you can see here. And it is just amazingly well done. Again, like all of it is just phenomenal. There's so much stuff here, and there's more than enough to make your character and the presentation of it look unique. Then you have poses. I'll zoom out a little bit so you can see those. Some pretty simple stuff, but then some pretty interesting stuff as well. And, you know, you can sort of go crazy with it. This is not the end. There's way more to go crazy with. Do not do not worry. I'll show you in just a bit, because there's like the studio here, then there's also the screenshot section, the photo mode, and they both sort of give you different bits and pieces. Then you can change the background, right? And this is already just like it takes a turn here toward the unexpected in how much you can do. All right, so the backgrounds and stuff here, my understanding is that you'll be able to use your own backgrounds eventually. These are just the pre-made custom ones. You'll be able to use your own ones in that you'll be able to use your own house, your own neighborhood, your own this, your own that. But all of these are customizable. And like, I don't mean just a little bit customizable. There's a lot of stuff you can change here. So as an example, there's a color that you can pick. And look at that. It's modular. Like, what the hell? We're changing the wall color, and it looks amazing. It looks really, really cool. You can do anything you want with it. So if I set it onto like the deeper color over here, then I move the colors around, it changes the whole look and feel of the presentation. Like 100%, right? So you do whatever you want here. You can make it anything, right? I'm going to leave it on a neutral color. Just leave it on the white for now. And then I'll show you how the lighting works, because once again, it's crazy. So you move the positions of the lights around, and just look at how good the lighting is. Like, you can do... yeah, I mean, you can do that as well if you'd like. but like, it's incredibly well done. This is Unreal Engine 5 for anyone that's wondering. And I love that you can do all that you can do with this. Like, you can set up some really like sinister stuff. I dig it. Okay, and like, this is obviously something that you can mess around with, and you can sort of find your own space, find your own favorites. You can change the lighting entirely in terms of the color as well. Whatever you like, and then again you can sort of move it around as well, right? Lucky there's a reset button for everything you mess up. You can just reset it and do it again. Backlights, right? So it's from a different position, but it's a similar situation once again where you can choose the colors. And you know, creative people can do so much good with this, and I'll show you just in a moment that you can actually change the colors and the details and everything on all the others as well. I'm just showing you on this one now, and it is just the one, right? So fill light, this is, man, you know, this one's far more subtle, and I don't think that you're going to even see it on all of them. Yeah, so let me show you on one of the others quickly. This one, as an example, you change the background, and you are literally changing the background of that beautiful cloud and sunset over there. And it is, again, just so impactful, so huge, so big. Like, it's wow. It's wow. It's really cool. Same thing with the lighting, right? And then, you know, the other ones, it's a similar situation where you are changing sort of a part of the environment. With this one, it looks like you're changing sort of like the floor, the street at the back there. And finally, with this one, you are changing like the neons at the back, which is, once again, like, it's kind of cool, right? And then the fill light, I'm not sure, again, like, this is sort of, you can see it on the cones over here. It's one of those situations where it just does a little bit here, a little bit there, differently on each of them. But needless to say, the studio here is just packed. It is packed with all sorts of really cool stuff. And it reacts realistically. I guess I could use the word realistically for something like this, because you can set it up in so many interesting ways. Again, with the poses, the expressions, the lights. As an example, I made the background black now, but you can see it doesn't just throw away all the lighting and the shading and stuff like that. Now you can move this around and you can do some really interesting stuff. And I've seen people making animations with this as well, where they animate the lights, and they have like these fancy reveals for their characters and stuff like that. It's really cool. Like, there's just a lot you can do. So if you jump in here, just know that, man, you know, you can let your creativity just run free. And that's just the one button. That's the studio button. All right, that's the studio button. There you go. All right, you can do that. But now you also have this. Right? So you have filters. I'm going to zoom in on the character quickly. And you're going to have to just, sorry, like, bear with me a little bit here. The controls are, they are varied and many, right? So you have some filters. Now, I'm going to be brutally honest. The filters aren't all that special. Like, it's just filters. It's like, you'll find this kind of stuff on like Instagram or, God, I don't know, TikTok or whatever. Some of them don't do much. Like, this is called pixelized. I don't see no pixels being lised here. Okay, it's whatever. But others are kind of fun, you know? You can do this. People seem to enjoy this one. You can do some drawing effects. It's like, yeah, okay. They're cool, you know? But that's, again, just sort of like a small extra there. And then well, then you can move on to photo mode. So this is a combination of basically all the other stuff that you've got going on, your character, the way it looks, the studio you've chosen, and everything else. But then you have a much more succinct layout of basically everything that was available with some more on top of it. So you get to do expressions, right? And it's kind of nice. They've got your character sort of like set up and lined up right here in the middle. Okay, you've got a bunch of controls on the side here where you can move around, move in, out, and I mean, it's just a lot, right? Then you can switch between portrait and landscape mode. I didn't actually mean to take the photo. Portrait mode and landscape mode. It's just the way that the camera would work. You can apparently record a video when the full game is out as well. You can hide the UI, and you can turn facial capture on here, right? So that's something I'm going to talk about in just a moment again. Not yet. It's not time for that yet. Then you have a few simple camera options. I'm showing you all of this before we jump into the rest of it. You got the FOV over here. This allows you to zoom like all the way in and set things up quite nicely. You get to remove the background, which gives you you could call it a quote unquote green screen like effect that you can use. You can set the depth of field. So you will see that you can create some really nice, like, sort of realistic looking photos, I suppose, where you can blur the background nicely, have it look more professional in nature. Then you've got the filters again here, same filters as before, nothing too special there, but all of that comes together to offer you quite a lot. Now, however, this stuff over here on the side this is the fun, right? Character's a little out of focus now, I apologize, but it's, where's the reset button? It doesn't matter, it's unimportant, okay? I can still show you what I want to show you. So you got the facial expressions here. These are basically the same as what we saw before, but then there are the poses, right? So the idea of this is you get to use these, and you get to do all sorts of fun stuff with it. And they allow you to, once again, record the video once the game, I guess, is out fully, take photos of it, and customize things. There's just so much going on here. There's a money gun that just shoots, you know, dollar bills. Posing for photo. There you go. Move gently. It's sort of like a gentle dance. I'm sorry, the options, the little blur on the character, it's like, it really, it's bothering me. it's bothering me. How do I fix the FOV? There we go. Okay, fixed it. Now it's clear. Stand confidently. Dancing. Heck yes, man. That's my kind of dance. And now, I mean, listen, I'm showing you all of this stuff before we even start on the character. You do whatever you want with your character, then you get them dancing like this. You can make a kid or like a really old person or literally anything. You can bring them in here and have them do all these different dances. It's just a like fantastically robust system with, man, so much in it. So many options, right? So many options. It just keeps going. Look, it just keeps going. There's just more. There's more. There's more. There's more. There's more. It just keeps going. There's more. and then, hey, look, couple 1A, couple 1B, couple 2. Do you understand where this is going? The idea is that once you have a family and once you have multiple characters, you can sort of set up the picture any which way you want. And you can have them be, you know, here, together, pose together, stuff like that. Check it out. It's amazing. There's even wedding shots here. There's a sofa, lying down, bar stools, laundry room for some reason. I don't know why the hell they're drinking their coffee and lying down in the laundry room. Anyway, it's a fantastic tool. There's so much here, and it is just great. Now, facial capture. I just want to say, it is overly complex. I tried for an hour to get this working. They make you download a app on your phone. It is an Unreal Engine facial capture app. Official stuff. Not some like janky third-party nonsense that you don't want anywhere near your phone. It's official. It's real. And, you know, it had my face. Yeah, and it was putting little lines on it and dots on it and stuff. But I couldn't get it to actually connect to the game, right? I connected through this. I put my IP in. I got the phone to show up here. I got the game to show up there. Still didn't work. it might still be in development. It might still just be too complex for my feeble mind to handle. I tried my best for you guys. I'm sorry, but just know that you're going to be able to put facial capture on eventually, and you're going to be able to do motion capture as well. I have seen this work in games like Star Citizen. It doesn't work very well, but I have seen it work. And I'm hoping that they do something special with it, because I do believe that it is a fun and interesting thing, an extra to add to something like this that can definitely enhance the experience. Right now, however, it's like we are maybe too early, and it's perhaps just something that we need to wait a little longer for, right? So it is an option that's available, and it's something that's going to be there, but it's not there right now, right? So that actually covers pretty much everything that you can do while you are making your character. Which is to say, now we can move on to making our character. We're going to start over here at our profile options, right? Basically, they're going to have all the sexual identity options available for you. You're going to be able to pick male, female, non-binary. Then you can do attracted to, and they're going to have all the pronouns and all the other stuff in there. I read about this. I did a quick deep dive for myself. They will have everything. You're going to be able to call yourself what you want, be who you want, identify how you want. All of that will be in here. They were apparently just trying to, finalize everything, because as far as I understand, some of the options needed good translations. They wanted to make sure they didn't make a mistake and offend anyone, and I get that, and that's great. It's going to be there. That's awesome. Fantastic. Thumbs up. Now, I'm not moving on to this yet. Just hold on. We're going to get there. Soon. So, these are your age groups, and it's a really cool system. They've done incredibly well. This whole section here is just an absolute goldmine. But we're going to move on to the traits first. This is another thing that you're going to be able to modify, change, work with. Fantastic looking system. Just want to say, I love the way that it's presented. It is simple yet satisfying, I suppose. This is something that you're going to be working with as you play the game. You know, it's not going to affect the way the character looks here, but I'm going to read through these very briefly, and I'm going to tell you about them very briefly so you know what kind of stuff you can expect. This, I do assume, will change multiple times still before the game is properly out, and that's cool. We're going to start at leader over here. Traits. So traits, much like in The Sims, it changes the way that your character exists, is perceived, and acts. It changes what your character enjoys. It's basically the template for your character and their behavior, right? So the leader is honest and bold. You can see the keywords for each of them over here, its values, and then there's a full description. So I'm not going to read all of it for you right now, otherwise we're going to be here for 3 hours, but I will show you that and you can read through it. Then you can see the characteristics over here, and I will just scroll through each of them for you. I'm going to say, though, that most of this stuff is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, you can see the word leader, and you sort of understand what you're getting into with this. Authoritarian, very similar to leader in the way that it's presented. It's just a little bit more harsh and strict. And it's really cool because, again, you want to be able to have all these options. Adventurous, joyful, jovial, and cheerful. That's amazing. This sounds like my kind of ZOI. This really sounds like my kind of ZOI. Man, bored feeling lasts for longer time. Oh no! Entertainer is also jovial and cheerful. Man, there's just a lot of cool stuff here. And if you want to see any of these things, you can pause and have a look at it. However, I do believe that all of this stuff is on their website, and you can actually see it there as well. This is the kind of thing you're going to want to customize in great detail when the time comes, right? So, you know, this is not something you're going to pre-plan. This is something you're going to be doing differently for every character. And yeah, that's cool. That's the way these games work, right? So the safety conscious one is diligent and prudent. Of course it is. Of course it is. Then we have expert over here, wise and logical. I like the little pictures and stuff that they have here. Again, the presentation is just on point. There's your explanation. Explorer, wise and logical as well. This also sounds like my kind of choice. Artistic, unique, and creative. Yeah, pretty cool. Individualist. Decent as well, for me, I would say. Socialite. And these are the kind of things I think that if you go through these, you will be like nodding along if you've played The Sims or any other game such as that. Let's be real, there aren't actually that many games like The Sims. I'm hoping that this one does well and actually puts a dent in the Sims player base, because those guys, geez man, they charge exorbitant amounts for their games nowadays. Looks cool. Looks cool. Competent and ambitious. Then we're going to volunteer. Kind and generous. There we go. Charmer. Perfectionist. Meticulous and thorough. You know, for a game that, and these guys have said they want to make sure they get everything right and they make, you know, all the translations correct, and like, I'm telling you, the wording and stuff in here is meticulous and thorough. They have really well written descriptions for everything. I like it. And we're moving on to Dreamer. It's calm and tranquil. And this again just gives you a good idea of like the kind of character you want to set up and gives you all the options. We're going to take Explorer. Select trait. There you go. So you get to pick a trait. Then you're going to be able to set up your desired life at a certain point. It's not available right now. And that, I would say, is basically that. Now we can jump on to the actual customization, right? This is probably my favorite part. I don't know. It's like there's a toss-up. I feel like I've got like 3 or 4 different favorite parts of this system. But the way that they have done the age groups and the genders and the switches between them is some of my favorite stuff here. So once I click on one of these now, you will see, and if you go to the presets, you will see this pop up here. Then we can do stuff like, as an example, take the hat off. Okay, I like to do that just so you can see the character in its entirety. Now, the age group is awesome because you can actually switch this at any point, and they somehow managed to keep the entire character that you have created and set up intact. So if you switch this character to a child, there's your character, and it's a young'un now. And I just love how easily and naturally it switched. And just for a moment, look at the graphics. Just sit back for a second. I'm doing it as well now. I'm sitting back. Sit back for a second and look at the detail. This is ridiculously good looking. This whole system, the graphics that they've used here, the engine, all of it, it's been pushed to the limits. It's phenomenal. Phenomenal. Now, you just switch. You just change. You're like, hey, this is my character. Let's see what it'll look like as a kid, as a young adult, as an adult. Yeah, you can see those lines creeping in under the eyes, huh? Then as middle-aged, and then as senior. And it's just great. It's just great. How seamlessly it changes between all of them, right? So cool. So cool. And now, this is not even the end of it. Watch here. You just switch over to male. And just like that, it's a boy person. And you can see that they've changed it, right? That's a male. Yeah, there you go. Just like that. It ages differently. The body has changed, as you can see. And it's quick. It's easy. You can see on the right-hand side here, we've got all the male presets now, except for Billie Eilish. I don't know what she's doing there. She's undefined. She's unquantifiable. But anyway, you just do it. Yeah. Just like that. It's done. So you can switch there, and you can switch back, and it just preserves all the details. And I just love it. I love it. Wow. Okay. Now, before I jump into the full customization, I'm going to show something else off. Okay? I'm gonna show you all the presets. It's like there's a lot of presets, right? So we're gonna go through them pretty rapidly. I'm going to mention, if you see these little icons here with the C on them, it's from the canvas. Now, once we'd had a look at the canvas, you will know just what's possible with this creation system. But we're gonna chill for that. With that for now, we're gonna first I'm gonna show you the presets and show you what the artists who made this game have set up. Again, we're gonna just quickly breeze through them because there's a lot. And after that, we'll go into Canvas and you will see some of the designs that the community have set up. So the process going forward will involve a few different things now. I'm going to show you the kids. The child presets, I'm going to go through the male and female ones. Then I'll show you the young adult, adult, middle-aged, senior, and then we'll jump into canvas. Once again, there'll be timestamps if you want to skip ahead, but let's just do it like this. I think this is the easiest way. I'm going to show you the presets. These are basically fully pre-made characters, and they come with everything. The outfit, the visual style, the hair, the face, the skin, all of it. And there's also just like a bunch of really cool outfit options here. And man, you know, one thing I will say is that all these kids look a little too attractive, too clean, neat, tidy. I like that for a second. That little kid had a bald head. That's the one. I don't want to say it's the one complaint I have. Okay, like I'm not saying, hey guys, make the kids ugly. I'm just saying like a little bit less perfection, please. You know, I'm noticing that there's a bit of a trend where they don't have facial marks, blemishes, even freckles, stuff like that. And it's fine, but it feels a little clinical. You know, it feels a little clinical, and that's okay. But see this one there, that's nice. She's actually got some nice, this is a good look. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, maybe the males will just look in this. Yeah, this is better. There's some freckles. Okay, very nice. But these are cool, right? These are cool. Again, like the artists, and I don't mean just the guys who set this up. I don't mean just the people who made the engine and made it look as good as this. I mean like the people who sat down and did the like grunt work, you know, who made these characters. They just did such an amazing job. They've got a nice variety here, and what's again phenomenal is that if you take this up and you push it over to like the higher ages, it scales and moves through it so well, right? So well. It's also a nice little taste, as I said, of the outfits that are available and all the rest, right? So cool. Okay, that's it for the kids. We're gonna move on to young adult now. We'll go on to male again. I'll show you what's available here. Here things start getting a little bit more interesting, I think, because you start seeing things like facial hair on the bodies. It's like, yeah, this is the sort of Billie Eilish lookalike that they made. This is not the best one, apparently. There's a better rated one. I don't think this is really Billie Eilish. But, yeah, there's a few that shouldn't actually be in male. I think it's just because they didn't choose a gender for it when they made it. So it sort of just gave you a character. And that's that, which is fine, obviously. There are some decent variety of characters here. You've got basically some slightly bigger bodies as well, some slightly smaller bodies as well. You've got more going on with the older characters, and you can see that by the fact that it loads a little bit longer. And I mean, like, yeah, again, they give you a good selection here. They give you like a selection that suits, I would feel, this age range. The one thing again is like a lot of these characters do look like they're models and they're wearing like their they're wearing their runway attire. Even the ones that are dressed more sort of, let's say, raggedy, you know. Even those, it looks like he's what, wearing hobo chic and walking down the runway with that. It's the one thing that sort of gets a little stuck in my mind when I'm looking at the characters here. But it does give you a good look at everything that's available. And I mean, that's at the end of the day what we want. I mean, and it's like, oof, man, it looks kind of impressive, right? Kind of impressive. You'll notice they made the most presets for young adult. I think they know what the people are going to be picking. I think they know what the people are going to be playing. And that's good. That's good. Because they know their audience. And if they know their audience, then they know not to do some of the things that the Sims guys did. And hopefully that means that we will have a good game on our hands that doesn't treat the player base like a bunch of wallets playing the game. You know? Just walking, talking, gaming wallets. Also seen some nice differences in the faces here, where you are basically getting like some squarer jaws, some on that previous guy there, some like gaunted cheeks. It's cool. It's cool. And man, oh, the outfits. I do believe, and I think this is like sort of an oftentimes thing. The female characters, they do look a little more interesting in some ways because they go a little bit more crazy with the outfits, and I dig that. We're going to jump onto them now and you'll see what I mean. They have some really nicely set up outfits, and it's incredibly well done overall, right? This preset pop-up thing comes up. This one looks a bit like Taylor Swift. I mean, I don't really know. Maybe I don't know what Taylor Swift looks like, but This pops up when I do the community created ones. It'll stop popping up in a moment, but these were community created, these ones. And now it's going to move on to the regular ones again. There you go. But some really nice looking characters. I think you'll all agree that they have done a good job. And like, let me just say again, when you zoom in here and you actually look at the details up close and personal, it's like a whole nother world in there, right? There's just so much going on. There's just so much. Oh, look at that. It's beautiful. Look, she's got some like glitter and stuff on her nose. Snoot glitter. Like, what more could you want, right? What more could you want? Let's move on. Trying to fix the camera angle here. I didn't fix the camera angle. There we go. Better. So, as I was saying, I do think that the female presets here are a little bit more interesting. They went a little more overboard with them, and that's something I appreciate. Because like when you're making a preset, when you're setting up a bunch of presets, you need to include some that people can resonate with. Some slightly more normal looking ones. But then you also need to show off the extent of what's available in the character creation system. And the nice thing about this system is they do it. They do tend to have sort of a handle on it, and I think that they understand what this system is capable of, and they're pushing it in a lot of the situations. And speaking of what it's capable of and pushing it, man, you guys are going to love what you can do with the outfits a little bit later on. The outfit creation tool is just, man, there's a lot there. Now, there are a few little bits and pieces I feel that they could take from other games where I think that it's still, from my initial sort of look at it, I feel it's still in early production. Like, there's still a lot that they're working on and adding and changing on it. But the bits and pieces that I've looked at now and the general bones of the system seem really good and solid. So that's it for the young adults. Now, when we move on to adults, you will notice that the choices of outfit and attire and stuff, they change a little bit. I'm not sure why this guy's here twice. I don't think he's a custom guy. Interesting. A few of them are here twice. Now it's going to move on to the normal ones. You'll see that they try to mature the characters a little bit here. They try have them look a little bit more grown up. It doesn't work all that well. I believe that the grown-ups are actually at middle-aged, and these are actually still just kids in disguise, which is real life. Welcome to real life, guys. None of us ever truly grow up. And if we do, then it's just pure chance or luck. It doesn't happen, all right? So, yeah. They try make them look a little more grown up. Some of them make them look a little bit more blue collar or professional or whatever you want to call it. It doesn't always work. And you will see a lot of the same characters popping up here. That's why I'm going through it pretty quick. Like, these guys, they're the same, right? We've seen these guys before, but you are noticing obviously that there's a little more gray in the hair. There's a little more wrinkles on the face. It's like, it's changed, but it's not entirely. When we do get to middle-aged, however, it will change for the better in a lot of ways as well, and there'll be quite a bit more variety. Looks like a young Richard Gere. There we go. But yeah, some interesting looking characters, and I do appreciate how many they have. This is all stuff we've seen already, so I'm going relatively quickly through it. But you got about 6 guys in a row there that look like different versions of Christian Slater and Kevin Bacon combined. It's kind of weird. I don't know. And then you got like 6 different characters in here that also look like the dude, you know? Oh my god. Oh, jeez. Okay, back to females. Now I'm going to skip those first few because they are the community created ones. And we're going to go through these again relatively quickly because we have seen these. And you will notice that these are copies. They look pretty much the same. Same outfits and stuff like that. Whereas the characters just look a little older. And it's a full preset, right? It's one of the things I think that end up being probably the most important selection you can make, right? Because a lot of the faces and a lot of the, let's just say, visual styles that you can select on the characters are locked to the initial choices that you make on things like the face presets or these presets, because these obviously have different face presets, the full body presets. You'll see when we get there, when we get into customization, the idea is basically just that while you can change a lot of stuff, some of it is still tied to, you know, some of the other options. So now you enter straight up, when you come into middle-aged, you just enter old person territory here, where suddenly everyone's wearing like jerseys and fleece jackets. Yeah, stripy shirts, stuff like that. They, again, I don't think that I'm complaining. I think that they've done a phenomenal job here to make the people actually look middle-aged. And a few minor things that I haven't really touched on yet, things like the facial hair, incredibly impressive. I do not think that their beard game is really on point in terms of the variety, but this right here, what you're looking at, clearly shows that these guys know how to put a beard on a face. That's a realistic looking beard, and I love it. There are few games out there that can say, hey, we do a good beard and actually mean it. This is one of those games. They could say that. They do good stubble, they do a good beard, they do good skin textures to match all of that. It's incredibly well done. The only thing I would complain about is variety. And even then, it's not like a big complaint because the variety can be added later. You know, you can't make a game that has bad bones actually just suddenly be good by adding more variety to it. That doesn't happen. It never works like that. This game, however, when they've got the good bones, they can easily work with it. So the middle-aged ladies, all beautiful, absolutely. But fortunately, you can see they've split off from the young adults and the adults. We actually have some slightly different looking characters here now. Yeah, I like it. And again, some of the same styles coming over, but obviously presented differently, and it's cool. Now we're going to move on to senior. These are, far as I know, the same as the middle-aged. They're just older. So it's like these two are together, and the kids are on their own. You will notice that as we go through. But again, the game does the aging really well. You know, they do it naturally, they do it easily, and it's seamless. You know, you click in through here, here's the same guy whose beard I was looking at. But look how much more gray he has. Look at his skin texture. Look at how everything's changed. It's incredibly well done. There's also like a bunch of almost Jeff Goldblums here. It's the hairstyles and the glasses, I think, making a combination. Nice that you get some pretty normal looking characters here as well, right? I like it. Let's move on to the females quickly and have a peek here. Skip the community ones, come over here. Even though the community ones are kind of fun to look at, you can look at Billie Eilish old. There you go, if you'd like to do that. But again, I don't think that's the best Billie Eilish. There's a better one. I don't know what the obsession with Billie Eilish is, but she's all over the canvas. You'll see in a minute when we go in there, because we are about to be finished in the presets. So, good looking characters, good selection, fantastic. Good job, guys. Good job. That's it for the presets. So now, I'm going to click this canvas button, and I'm going to show you what's available from the community side of things. You can upload to this. If you come in here now, you do this, it's free. You can upload your designs. These are the latest designs. We're going to switch it to the popular ones in just a moment. Look at the trending and stuff like that. You can upload lots of stuff here. So if I scroll down, you will see that there will be backdrops that are not available to us here. There will also be things like houses and I think like basically entire neighborhoods that you can get. But again, those are from the people who are playing the game. Now, each of these is a character that you can have a peek at. I'm going to switch this from newest to, let's say, downloads, right? Now you can see the popular ones. Obviously, it's just like a whole bunch of Billie Eilish copies. It's just whatever. But then you can see here as well that you have things like modern homes. Here's a modern home. Someone uploaded the whole home, and it's really cool. You can just download it. A bunch of people have downloaded it already. Here's another one over here. This is obviously not available yet, and we're not really here to look at this, but it's nice to see that it is there. Now, in terms of the popular characters, yeah, Billie Eilish. You can get Billie Eilish, and this is a good recreation of her. You download it, it works. It's easy. Boom, boom, boom. You just press the download button, and it downloads it for you. You click OK, and then you just go for it. I will tell you that sometimes you have to go out and back in. Sometimes you have to close the game, open it again for the stuff to show up. It's a little delayed sometimes, but it is easy enough. So basically, you can upload any characters you want here. Again, if you set it to like likes or downloads, then you can see the popular ones. And there are some really good looking characters here. There are some sort of funny looking characters here as well. But there are some really good looking characters. And man, like, I mean, as an example, look at the Timothée Chalamet. Like, that's phenomenal. Phenomenal. I've seen a lot of people try to recreate Timothée Chalamet as well, and yeah, here he is. This is the best version of him that I think I've seen in a game. Yeah, Super, super, super. So this is just like a bit of a look at what's available. There's Lae'zel from Baldur's Gate. Walter White is here. Again, Billie Eilish is literally everywhere. Michael Jackson, that's a good Michael Jackson. Wow. Here's one that's a good example of backdrops that are not available to us just yet. Things like eating cotton candy, looking in the mirror. We can't do that with what we have yet. Go back to the canvas. But it's all these things that are, again, going to be there when the game actually fully releases. So let's go back to likes. Let's continue where we left off. I accidentally clicked out. There's Asterion from Baldur's Gate 3. Very cool. Very cool. Here's some dude with really nice looking hair and a bow tie. Very nice. I know that there is a Karlach from Baldur's Gate in here somewhere. There's a really interesting Lunar Moon character that, I mean, geez, that's just super. Like, that's incredible. Just what? Look at the details. Look at that. I cannot right now. That is incredible. Incredible. I don't even know. I do not even know how people make these. Like, that's, wow. Wow. How do we go back? How do we go? Hello. Take me back, please. Thank you. Thank you. So, basically, community creations, unmoderated, I would say, in a way where you get, like, Handsome Squidward and Shrek and John Wick. It's not a very good John Wick. Okay, I'm sorry. I can be a little, you know, there's Donald Jump. There's Donald Jump. You got Donald Jump here. There's a lot of stuff, right? And is that Jack Black? Fantastic. That's a good Jack Black. It's a little weird, but it's good. It's good. You can come in here and you can just have fun. You can upload stuff yourself, see if people enjoy it. That's Robert Pattinson, but like not. You can come in here, you can actually upload stuff and join their competition. They have a top 10 thing running at the moment, Canvas top 10 event. You can win prizes, whatever. They're going to have lots of stuff like this. As far as I understand, it's something that's going to be happening a lot, right? Very cool. That they support the community and the creations and stuff like this. You can jump through the home. You can go for Discover. You can look at the top 100 stuff here. These are the top 100 creators, by the way. Then you can look at extra goodies like the trending. And also, when you're on this one, you can also look at verified creators only. And some of these guys have been, you can see they've been playing this game a lot. You can look at trending stuff, the top stuff all time versus right now. And then there are also, you know, some help sections that you can have a look at. So the canvas is massive. It is all consuming and it's great. It's incredibly cool. Now, we are finally ready to move on to the customization. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you the customization options on just a female character, and that'll be that. I'll show you the male-centric options, because there are some, obviously, that are exclusive to male. But for the most part, the options available are the same, you know? So, like, you know, if you customize in the face in a certain way, it's going to be the same for both male and female. Things like the eyes, the mouth, the nose, the lips, all the individual options available, they are the same, right? So I'm going to pick this lady right here. She's the lucky choice that I'm making. And I'm going to jump in and show you how it works, because it's one of the most important parts, obviously. So once you're done with the presets, you can see down here, the next step is the face. Now, before I even start on the face, I want to show you one of the things that really impressed me. Just one of, there's so many, but this is just another thing that really impressed me. Watch how far you can zoom in. Look at this. And then, just look at the detail. It's insane. It is, wow. And when we start changing the minor things, you know, the little things, the fluidity of all of it is just, it's amazing. Now we've got symmetry mode on. I just want to point out, there is a symmetry mode option. You can turn that off down here at the bottom. Then you can move things around individually. Again, so smooth. So cool. The game has this intuitive, hey, click it and move it system. Look, I'm in two minds about it, because I've seen it done well, and this is about as good as it can be done, right? But also, I do believe that oftentimes sliders help out quite a lot to make things work better, especially for options like this, where you're moving the whole face around, right? But the idea of this is simple. You can click on a certain spot and you can move it around. You sculpt in. It's a sculpt in tool, and it's kind of cool in the way that they've done it. It works well in this system, and again, it's quite intuitive in a lot of ways. You can sculpt any part of the face. You can reset it all if you'd like. You can just pick a new preset here or whatever, but that's the way you're going to do it. Now, there are a lot of options, and there's a lot of movement, and yes, you can really like mess this face up, okay? And I'm not saying it's like, you know, it's a bad thing. I'm just saying you can pull things further than you would think they should go. I'm not judging, you know, but you can do some funky stuff, and if that is what you are looking for, then this is the system for you, right? So you can really, really, really push it to the limits, and they don't sort of hold back with it. You can do anything, okay? And that's nice. But if this isn't enough, you can actually go into detailed edit mode, and then you will notice immediately that your options have expanded. Again. If I zoom in on the eyes, as an example here, you can do the most minute changes. So have a look at this. Every little bit and piece can be moved around, and it moves around like you'd expect it to move. I'm so impressed by it. You can also take, again, symmetry mode and turn that off, and then everything moves on its own. You can really go overboard with this. You can also go underboard with this. You can go anywhere with this, really. And everything can be done in bits and pieces, as far as you like it, and I feel like it's a dangerous thing. You know? I feel like it's a dangerous thing. And I mean, this should be clear right now. It should be clear. But you don't stop there. You keep going, obviously, because it's science, right? It is what you do. It is what we are here for, right? So, we shall not stop when we are clearly ahead. We shall not stop. Yeah. So yeah, you can go crazy with it. You can do whatever the hell you want, and I think it's great. I think that they've done it really, 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 really well, and it's nice that they respect us, and they're not holding back, and they're not telling us no, get in line. No, they're letting us do what we feel like doing. And it's cool. Once again, respecting the players and respecting player freedom and respecting this. So there you go. That is how the face sculpting works. I'm going to remove this now. Take a good look at it and just use it as a cautionary tale. Keep this somewhere in your mind when you jump in here yourself. That's how the edit mode works. That's how the sculpting works. It's about to go away and it's gone. Face presets. So these here are all the faces we saw in the regular presets, right? They just had clothing on, hats on, shades on, whatever, right? These are the face presets. These are important choices. And I'll say that for various reasons. There are certain things that you cannot change. There are certain things that you get from one preset that you cannot just put on another preset. Things like the eye shapes, right? Things like certain skin textures. You're going to want to pick a face preset that you think works for you. You will notice a lot of it has to do with the eyes. You know, there are certain types of eyes that people have in this world, and there's no specific individual choice, even here in the eye section, to have those different types of eyes. It comes down to ethnicity. It comes down to what you want with your character. I'm not going to go through every one of these. Beyonce looks good. Very good. But you get the idea. Here's the one that we got, by the way. I think this looks absolutely phenomenal. I think this is one of the coolest designs that I've seen. So much detail on here. It's just great. But the faces are here, right? And you switch between them seamlessly. You pick the one you want, and then you do the customization, which we're about to jump into. Like I said, there's a lot. There's a lot. But again, this is an important choice. Now, I'm not going to just show you this. I'm also going to show you quickly how the kids' ones look. how the male one looks. Just a few different options so you can get an idea of what's available, because I said I'm not splitting the customization. I'm just going to show you, like, you know, this and then that's it. It's cool. And you are getting the whole deal here. You're getting the hair, the makeup, all of it. You can remove all of it. You can start over. You can do your own thing. It's cool, right? It's cool. Now, for the kids, these are the little girls. These are, once again, very much tied to the characters that we saw in the presets. That's why I'm going through them relatively quickly. And then for like these guys, the slightly older characters, same thing, right? But let's switch to the male ones now. Look at the kids quickly. You see here, they are some slightly different. They definitely look different than the girls. Definitely. Some very trendy cuts for these kids. They are so young, yet they look so old. All right. Here you go. For the males, I want to say there's a little bit more involved in some ways because of the stubble, the facial hair, stuff like that. But yeah, it's still like basically I would say a decent enough selection. And once again, this is separate. You will notice that we've got like this weird jumpsuit on here. It's not changing. The character's body is not changing. We are just here looking at the faces. And that's it, you know? That's it. And they have a good selection in terms of ethnicity. It's a broad range of options. And I mean, I like it. Yeah. It's cool. Once again, just like the presets, they've given us more than we need. They have spoiled us for choice here. It's great. It's great. This is going to be one of those games where I'm really going to struggle with the thumbnail to choose what to put in there because there's so much cool stuff here and in the community created stuff and just everywhere, basically. There's so much cool stuff here. But, again, a bunch of good faces that you can choose from here. I think they're a little bit samey if you go through all of them. But there's a lot. And again, I'm going to say this multiple and many times. This is an important choice. You want to pick the right one for you. You want to pick the one that you can work towards what you want to make. All right? Let's go back to female now, and let's get on with the customization. We're going to pick, let's say her again. I think that she might be a community creation. I'm not sure because it has the little canvas thing there. It's unimportant. We'll take this face for now, and then we're going to move on finally to the next options. Hair. Very cool hair system. I think that in terms of variety of designs, it's not that robust, but there is definitely enough. As in, I've seen games with more. Now, you will notice here, you've got the hairstyles, right? There's a separate section here with custom. Then you've got the regular hairstyles over here. Then you've got the custom hairstyles over here. And what you're going to see as a difference is when you go to a regular one, then you will have these color selections, right? You have the base color and that's that, right? Kind of nice little quality of life thing over here. We can change all hair on the body to match. Eyebrows as well. Very cool. I love that as an option. But that's the regular one. So if you got a custom one, then you have that. You have like 100 different colors that you can choose from. And it's just like, it's crazy. It's ridiculous. You have so much that you can do. Now, I will just show you as an example so that you know what I mean. You can like do basically a bunch of different colors here, and you can make actual proper, honest to God, rainbow hair. You know? You can do it. No one's stopping you. It's possible. Check it out. Like, it's really, really kind of cool. Just the amount that you can do with it. And again, that's not it. We're still busy, okay? Calm down. You can change this to match, but then it picks the base color and it makes all the same. It's fine for now. This is a good color. Or we can take, like, you know, the base color black and change it all. There we go. Then, down here, if we go for two different colors quickly, you can do the ratio of the blend in. It's kind of difficult if you have only the same color on there, but let me change a few of these colors, take the matching off. I'll make that one white, and then you can look. The ratio basically just changes how much it blends in, how much of it's visible. Then you can do the harshness on the blend, which I've noticed doesn't always show very well, but it smooths the lines between the blends if you have more colors, basically. Then you can do the length of the hair, which is one of my favorite options, by the way. It's actually very simply sort of implemented, but it works incredibly well. It doesn't work on all styles, but you can literally just pull this all the way up. And like, I thought at first, wait, this looks so janky, like what are they doing? But it doesn't actually, and a lot of the styles, they don't have it like a super clean and neat cut, like someone used the Photoshop tool to cut it out. On a lot of it, it actually looks like it's dynamically, or let's just say, properly and realistically growing. It's kind of interesting. Now, a lot of the different styles have different ways that they grow. Like, you'd expect this one to be a big problem because it's got like different shapes and curves and whatever, but it's really not. Like, as you take it down, it sort of naturally lengthens or shortens. It's kind of nice, right? Again, you can do anything you want with the colors here. You got like full RGB. Some of them look a little clipped off and like a little, you know, maybe rushed, but I think overall it's kind of nice. Then you have edge softness, which basically just allows you to have the tips be like really harsh versus sort of more evenly, well, not evenly, less evenly cut. I want to say more naturally cut. It's nice. Good options. Again, in terms of the available tools, it's incredibly robust. But now we're going to move on to the styles, and I'm going to show you how beautiful it is, by the way, because like you take the UI away here, you look at this hair, it's beautiful. They have a physics system that's you can clearly see when you switch the hairstyles. And I mean, the hairs all just, every style just looks deep and colorful and fun and vibrant and full of life, you know? Except the ones that don't, like, you know, the bald heads or the flat head. What it's like, that's important though. It's part of it. There's a lot of good styles here. I am not actually entirely sure. Funny enough, I'm not sure right now if the male and female styles are the same. I will go and check as we are done here. But again, there's like a decent selection of hairstyles, but it's a bit less than some other games that I've seen, which I don't feel is a problem, because this makes me believe the male and female are shared. Because you can change so much on so many of these, and there's just more than enough. So I wouldn't even consider complaining about it. I think it's phenomenal. If you take what you have here and combine it with the sheer number of options available to change this, it's just a thumbs up, man. It's just a thumbs up. So lots of cool styles here. Some of them have little bits and pieces that you can find and explore for yourself. You know, extras, basically. Decent representation. I'm going to say the one thing that I did miss, you can scroll through here and very briefly look, is there's no afro. That's literally the one thing I didn't see. That's it. That's it. There's no afro. They got dreads, but they got no afro. It's fine. I'm sure they'll add that. I'm sure someone in the community will add that, but whatever. So there's a good amount of options here. I'm going to switch to male now, and we're going to have a look quickly if they're the same. And then I'm going to show you the male facial hair quick, just because. So if I go through this here, it all looks the same to me. Yeah, absolutely. It's the exact same options, but we do get to put on the facial hair. Facial hair works in a similar way, where you have different colors that you can put on, and you can also match it to the rest of the hair. The mustaches are all right. The beards are all right. They look amazing, but just, again, the number of options available, not great. You've only got the 3 here, and I firmly believe they can do better. Because they've shown me now with all the other options here that they're listening to the community, and they know what they're doing, and this, that, the other. It's a little disappointing. You switch to the higher level one, higher level, the older characters, and you've still got the same options here, as you can see. But it is something, one thing I would say that they can definitely work on. And it's like, of all the stuff in this game, if this is the only thing that I'm going to get stuck on, I believe that they've done incredibly well, right? Look at the detail again. Just for a second, look at the detail on the hair here. Best looking character creator I've seen. And I've seen a lot of character creators. So that is it for the hair. And I showed you now on basically a male and female character. And I've sort of given you a decent look at... I want to take a face quickly that's... There you go. That's visible. Showing you all the options that are there. And it's good. Yeah, it's nice. Now we're going to move on to the skin. So they don't hold back. You can choose your skin quote-unquote type here. You will see there are a little bit like... There's a few things you can change here on each of them. But then when you click on this, there's a lot of choices. And they don't hold back in that they give you the grounded in reality options, right? You will notice that there's some like lighting and makeup and stuff going on. Don't worry about that right now. It looks good. The colors look really good. All these options here, they look fantastic, phenomenal. You have to change it though. You have to add, remove makeup. You have to do all those extras yourself to make it look good. But if this isn't good enough for you, you can head down to the full RGB and you can just get nuts. Okay? You can do that. And again, they don't take themselves too seriously. They don't say no, 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 and shake their finger at you. They just let you do what you want to do. So full RGB, you can be any color you want. I love that. Yeah, goddamn, let us make aliens. It's okay. It's fun. Just let people have fun. Then, when you're here, you get to change things like brow crease, cheeks. This is basically how gaunt or puffy your cheeks are. As your smile lines, chin cleft. Very, very sort of subdued on a female character here. Eye bags. Yep. Relatable. Nasal bridge. Lip line. And jawline. Right? And then you can do a skin glow. Which I really don't like the skin glow slider. In most games, it's just a bit much. So I'm happy that it's not on by default. You can do all of those options. And then you will notice that there's some, you know, differences on each of them. Where you'll have like a little bit of freckles and stuff. Or whatever, you know. The makeup actually has, I think it's in either accessories or in outfit. I'm not sure. Oh, no, it's at the bottom here. Okay, I was about to say. The makeup has our freckles, beauty spots, and all the rest. We're going to get to that in just a moment. But that's it for the skin. Onto the eyes. The eye section is just great. It's like, it's just great. Because there's so much to choose from. I'm going to pick a bright color. We'll take yellow for this. And then I'm going to go through some... Okay, it changes when I switch. I'm going to go through some of these. These are the eye presets, right? So they actually have the colors selected already. There are just some grounded in reality presets. And then you have a few that start straying from that. And then you have some like nutso ones with a bunch of interesting options. And they just give you so much to work with, right? Here the nutso ones start. You got some stars. Got like really interesting... Sort of looks like Lalafell Final Fantasy type eyes. And you can zoom all the way in and look at it as well, which is really nice. Lots of cool options. Phenomenal range of choices. Everything you could possibly want. One of the coolest eye systems that I've seen. Again, I think that there are some, like very few, that sort of outdo this a little bit. You get to change the colors on these, and it's quite impactful. It's a nice bright change. You know, when you zoom out, you can see those eyes, right? And that's like, I want to say that's what you're looking for. Let's take this, and then I'll show you what the differences are. Now, we take like a light one there and a dark one there. Then you can do iris size, right? Pupil size, which kind of messes with the picture a little bit, which is... Then you can do the color ratio, which is kind of nice. And you can do color blending as well. All of that combines to be, yeah, pretty impactful when you actually customize in your character's eyes. And it's beautiful. There's a lot of nice choices here. Eyebrows. Not the biggest selection of eyebrows, but it is more than enough. I think that I would probably see some people complaining about them not being, like... sculpted enough, because I've seen some people's eyebrows in my time, and yeah, some people might prefer there to be more sculpted options. I'm happy with what they have here. I usually just take the notched brow. Let's put that on her. Okay, there we go. And then again, you can change the color on it, and you can change the intensity, which is just how much hair there is. It's quite well done, the intensity. It actually adds more hair onto it. It looks pretty natural. I like it. I like it. I'd go for intense. Eyebrows are beautiful. There we go. That's it. Then we have eyelashes. Pretty cool. They look good. I'll zoom in for them quickly. They look very nice, natural. And once again, you can sort of change the colors here. And then you can also change all of the different options to match that if you like. Then makeup. Here we go. This is the option that was making the skin look a little weird when we were changing the colors. So if you just take this off completely, then you will not have that. Just pointing that out. But these are different options for things like blush and facial contours and stuff like that. It's important if it's what you're looking for. You can make it more intense so that you can see it, or less intense so you can see the skin more. You can change the colors completely on this. So if we set the intensity up, we make it like black there, and you choose the glow. You can make it more or less. You choose the contour lines. You can make them more or less as well. You can literally do whatever the hell you want here. And again, it's quite a versatile and robust system. The blush. This is, as far as I understand, where you select freckles. Yeah, there we go. So if you actually go in here and you set the intensity up a little bit, you can set the... Is that the freckles? It looks like the freckles. Yeah. It's like very, very faint, but like, yes. Yes. I like the option of removing all makeup. These are beauty spots. You can see on the nose over there. There's even more freckles. It's quite nice. I like that. And again, you take one of these, you can just sort of, you know, push the intensity up and see them a little bit more, a little bit less. It's kind of cool. And this is separate, by the way. So if you go like on the freckles, you can set the intensity up on there as well. It's cool. You can change the color. You can have like celestial freckles if you like, because that's kind of cool. Yeah, it's nice. Nice options. Decent. Not so much in terms of the beauty spots and stuff like that, but it is, again, more than enough. I feel like you can definitely get what you want out of here. There's the beauty spot over there, if you want to see it on the lip. And yeah, it's nice that you can remove all makeup, by the way. It's also kind of cool. You can just take it all off and be like, hey, no. Eyeshadow. Some really nice stuff here as well. I'm usually sort of pretty fond of the eyeshadow options because there's usually quite a lot of fun stuff you can do with it, especially with darker skin tones or with darker colors on the lighter skin tones. It's nice. It's well done. And again, there are 3 different options on these. It changes based on the one that you pick in. There's gloss, and the gloss on the eyeshadow and on the makeup and stuff actually looks pretty phenomenal. I like it a lot. You can do the colors here as well, and it shows very nicely, right? It shows really, really nicely. You know, so like you can sort of do whatever the heck you want with it. And yeah, let your creativity run free. Eyeliner, these are my favorites. I always like when they add this gold stuff in. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I got like an obsession with it. I always use one of these for my thumbnails because I think it's just beautiful. And again, in this game and with these options, you get to actually really, really pump it up. And especially on the darker skin tones, this can really stand out and look kind of beautiful, right? So there's a lot of nice options where that's concerned, and they definitely know what they're doing. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I guess it would be nice if we had a little bit more, and that's something that I'm going to mention at the end, more in terms of like tattoos or markings on the face, but that's something maybe that you get when you play in the game. I don't know. Let's move on here quickly, remove the makeup, and then we'll do the lipstick. Because, like, there is no tattoo system in this, which maybe it's a blessing because, geez, man, we would spend a lot of time on this system if there was a tattoo system attached to it. I don't want to think about that. The lipstick is cool. Once again, you obviously have a intensity set in, then you have a gloss set in. So if we take, like, a nice red, and then we push the intensity up, choose another nice red there, and then we set the gloss up, then you will see it sort of looks, it just looks beautiful. It's incredibly well done. You get to have it be completely smooth or show the wrinkles on the lips. Both ways look good. It's just nice. Yeah. You zoom in all the way. It just looks good. Those are good looking lips, right? Incredibly, what is this, like photorealistic, I suppose? Yeah. Now, that does actually bring us to the end of the face options. Super. Great. Awesome. Lots of stuff to play around with. Very, very cool. I want to go over to the male side quickly and just point out that you are not limited. Okay? Alright, I have pointed it out. You can put the lipstick, the eyeliner, and the blush on the men. Just know that. Okay? They don't hold you back. They don't say nope. Yeah, that's it. Now we're going to move on to the body options. And I'm going to say, you know, that's it. That's what I'm going to say. Now, the bodies are different for the different age groups, right? So the 2 adult options are the same. This one has slightly more wrinkles when you get here, and the elderly one even more wrinkles. It's not much different, but it's a little bit different, right? When it comes to the body's actual customization options, it works the same way as the face, where you have different regions that you can mold. Then you can set the muscle density up. Basically, it doesn't really change the shape overall, but it adds those lines. So you can see it's like, it's just sharpening it. So you're not getting buffer when you move that around. That's to do with the body weight and the sliders. So if we leave that on, or let's say leave it off first, then we move the body weight down, you can make yourself skinnier, right? Pretty natural, well done. And you can make yourself heavier. Also pretty natural and well done. I will point out that you can't go overboard. Okay? You can't go like nuts with it. This is the heaviest you can be. with a little bit of wiggle room, basically. So let's put the muscles in the middle. Let's put that in the middle, and I'll show you what the sliders do like that. Starting at the top, we got the neck and basically the, what is that? The lats. You can sort of move it around. Where's this? The lats down here. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's see. Yeah. You even getting a little bit of work on the face down there, so you can sort of make her a little bit chubbier in the cheeks. It's cool. It's a decent system. Once again, a slider would have maybe been a little bit better, so you can sort of see what you're actually doing. Then you can do your shoulders. And with this, you can actually add some decent bulk to the character, be it muscles or just weight. It's kind of nice. You can do the chest and the breasts separately. You can't go too overboard with this. I will just point that out. Like, they give you options. This is this, see? And that's that. That's about as big as you can go, right? And then about as small as you can go looks like that. So you can't really go far either way. It's a decent amount, though. Then we have an option on the arms over here for the biceps. Not too much there either. The forearms. There we go. And I guess the triceps are mixed in. Yeah, it's not. There isn't another one for that. Then we can go for the waist. Which is, it's kind of insane, actually. You can go pretty skinny there. You can also pull it forward and backwards, move the weight around a little bit. Then you've got the hips. And the hips have two sliders. I think, yeah. So the butt slider is tied in with the hips, right? So then there's also the butt slider at the back. It's good. It's good. You've got enough movement there. Thighs. Kind of nice that you can make them nice and big. Or nice and small. It's like, again, they don't give you too many extremes here, right? And I noticed that you don't get to do the hands or the feet. So if we reset from that, there you go. Muscles, yeah, looks good. Weight, yeah, looks good. It's a decent system. It's a decent system. And you can go to the max on it, right? By like pulling everything forward and making everything big. But you will notice that it's sort of as far as it can go. I'm trying to pull it bigger now. And this is the full weight, and that's the least you can go. So it's doing, when you slide this the one way, it's pulling these around, and when you slide it the other way, it's pulling them back. Then you can add muscles to it. So all in all, it's far less impressive than the face options and the outfit options that we're about to have a look at, but it's okay. You know, it's okay. If I switch to male, you will see here, because I need to show them both off. You have the same options, and you can do similar things with them. So I'll reset it quickly. I think with male, you do have a little bit more control over basically how big the muscles go, like a tiny bit more. You know, you can do a little bit more with them, but overall it's the same options, and you are basically doing the same thing. And it's okay. It's not too little. It's enough, I feel. You know, you can sort of do enough, right? Because I think maybe if they started going a little bit bigger than this, you might have outfits breaking and stuff not working and whatever. So there you go. For the males, you can also do body hair. There's basically chest, arms, and legs. There you go. The three of them, and you can set the color. That's it. Right? That's it. Now we're going to go back to the female. And we are going to jump onto the outfits. Right? Time for the outfits. This is where things get really interesting, I suppose. If it wasn't interesting already, well, it's more so now. Outfit presets. Then there's something called Clo and MD. Now, this here is basically a bunch of community outfits that won competitions, and they are like sort of pre-approved by the guys who made the game. They're just really good designs. Fancy, interesting, fun, exciting. The regular presets here are just that. They're regular presets. These ones over here, you can see they're from the canvas stuff that I downloaded. So we'll skip those for now. I mean, I can put them on, obviously, but we'll skip those for now. And I'll show you the outfits just in their entirety. Now, the outfits include things like nail polish, jewelry, hats, and all the rest, right? So you go through them here. There's a bunch of decent outfit choices, but I would like to just point out again, firstly, you saw all of these in the presets, or not all of them, but a lot of them. And secondly, almost everything can be modified. So you have a look at this. Almost all of this stuff can be, that's really nice, that texture. Almost all of this stuff can be changed, And there's actually a customize outfit option here that I feel is one of the most interesting things that I've seen in a game like this before. It's not unique to this. It's not brand new and like, you know, never before seen, but it's pretty interesting. And you'll see why I say that and why I think that in just a bit. But here are some of the options. There are nice dresses, there are nice skirts, there are nice shirts and jackets, and there's a good selection, right? And because of the presets here, I don't really need to show you every single piece that's available here. You will see most of them right here and now when we're going through the presets. But I'll show you how you can use all the different pieces, and that will be more than enough, right? Nice suits here. Decent options, and you can see like there's headphones and stuff they added in there. Some of them come with glasses, some don't. Yeah, it's good. It's a decent selection. There's a lot. So let's pick one, and I wanted to show you while I'm here quickly before we jump into the rest of it what customize outfit does. So this gives you the pieces of the outfit that you can, some of them you can customize. This is something that you're going to have to jump through and figure out for yourself. But the idea is, because there's a lot of different stuff, the idea is you can select different parts and you can change them right here and now. And I love it. I think it's one of the coolest things that they've done here. So with that, we did the neck. Now we're doing the sleeves, right? Then we do the waist stuff here. You can change it to different parts. And you can do the similar thing with everything else. Everything else. You select what you want to change. You change it how you want to change it. And boom, you've customized your outfit. It is really, really cool. So you set up an outfit over here. Then you go through and you customize that. You change it how you want it. It's a very deep system. There's a lot going on there. Like a lot. A lot. Now, before I move on to the next one, I will just go over to mail and I'll show you a couple of the mail presets. Again, you just want to come and look at this yourself. If you're looking at making outfits or looking at outfits, there are some that cross over, but like if you want to see everything that's available here, it's going to take a bit of time. It's going to be a little harder than just, you know, because there's a lot. Because there's different outfits for the older characters, there's different outfits for the kids. I will show you some of the kid ones in just a moment. I'm basically just showing you the outfit presets now, showing you some of what's available and some of what you can work with. A lot of this, as an example, let's look at that shirt right there. You can change the pattern on the shirt, you can change the colors, you can change anything. And there's a whole sort of deep system where that is concerned. You will see in just a moment that you can do a whole lot with it. So that's a sort of brief look at the male outfits, very similar to the female ones. There's enough. There's enough, right? So let's go back to female quickly. Let's pick this one, right? I'm going to take the hat off for now, just so we can see our character's head. Then I'm going to go to the Clo and MD. These are, like I said, user-created outfits, designs that people came up with, as far as I understand, that won competitions and stuff like that. Really, really cool outfits. Very, very nicely done. You can see that they are, I would say, above and beyond what we saw in the regular presets, right? These are unique. These are like runway options that are available to you, and they're fun, and they're exciting, and they're cool, right? Lots of options here. I mean, like this one, for instance, is just phenomenal. It's like the detail on here with the sequins and like the shininess and like all the different straps and zips and goddamn belts and stuff. This one with the little bits and pieces hanging down. It's all unique and fun. Yeah. So very, very nice. Awesome that they give us stuff like this. But you can also just do it all yourself. And here's where the fun comes in. Yeah, as if it wasn't the fun already. Now, this system has basically a lot of different options available. You have colors, okay? So colors, yeah. You got some preset colors there, main colors, and you can modify them all differently based on that. But then there's this little picture here of a little robot. This is the AI section where you can customize it yourself. Now, it's not all AI stuff. I've imported a few things, all right? I've imported a few things that we can use so I can show you. I imported one of my little slimes, okay? Just from my hard drive. I imported a little PNG file of a slime, right? I can customize it by putting a gloss on the shirt. I can change the positions. I can change the pattern scale. And then I can change the positions both ways. So, like, if I want to move it over, you can sort of, you know? So you can do what you want with it. You can make it smaller. That's just a little option. it doesn't always work well. So as an example, here's my logo with some overgrown pixel art on it. It doesn't always work well in that this is a square image, and you can see it sort of, it just doesn't seem to apply it very well. I guess that's on me for making the image that way, but I wanted to show you that it doesn't always look good. Here's a picture of like a cave that I had. Another one. It looks kind of nice if you scale it up and you like, you know, it's again pixel art, so it might look a little weird, but you can move it around. You can do what you want with it. And then we have some AI generated ones. These are bananas. Okay, I'm sure you guys know of bananas. A little green, I wouldn't eat those just yet. Or perhaps I would. That's the healthy range to be in, right? This one was, the prompt was just slime. The prompt here was whales. Now, I'm going to show you how it works, right? So, if you want to generate an AI one, you just put something in here, you say beans, and you say create, okay? Then it generates an AI texture for you. It's not very good. It works alright sometimes. It works sort of poorly other times. I type beans. Okay, like, I don't know what we're going to get for beans. Yeah, that's pretty much what I expected. Add the beans. There we go. We got some beans. Okay, it looks to me like those might be potatoes. What the hell? Hold on. Now that I zoom in, it looks like it could be like... Are they beans? Yeah, maybe it's beans. I don't know. It just looks suspiciously potato. No. I see the eyes. They're the eyes of the beans are. Okay, it's definitely beans. God damn. No, but no, now we have to check. Obviously, now we have to check. Potatoes. Let's just do potato, right? There we go. So you've got an AI system where you can basically input everything you want. It's like, okay, that's very earthy looking. Thanks. What the hell is that growth on the top of my potato? Hello. Zoom out quickly. What is that? Oh, okay, I see. It's like part of the root. Okay, root. Okay, roots. It's roots. That's fine. It's very good. Very good. So you enter what you want here, and you do what you want. It's a little janky, but it's cool. The idea of it is cool. You can do a lot of stuff with it. You can have fun with it. You can't do lewd stuff with it. There is a sensor on, so I'm not even going to bother showing you. But then you can apply this to any of them with that little picture on. So if you basically go through here and you select any one of these, the ones that have that little picture, you can just select it and you can throw it on. Yeah, it doesn't always look good because sometimes it's competing with what's already on there. But the idea of it is pretty great. It's something that I had not seen before. Not in this sort of way. But it's a fun system, right? Right. So now we're going to move on and actually have a look at the rest of the outfits. Just because now you can do it with an open mind, because there's all that stuff that you can do and change and sort of work on. But let's go through this quickly. I'm going to just scroll through the tops here. You've seen most of these already in the presets. There's nothing really like super different or interesting here. But it's good. It's good to actually just scroll through them and have a look. There you go. Outerwear. These are like jackets and coats and stuff like that. You can at any point just remove them and remove a layer or anything like that, you know, by just clicking over here on the side. There's a few unique options here, a few interesting options here. You can make it work, yeah. That's nice. And there's a lot of detail, by the way. You zoom in, you will see the detail. So I'm almost certain people will come up with some pretty great designs using all of this stuff. Maybe using AI, maybe using their own designs and stuff like that. Like if you make something specially for this, then obviously it will be better and it will work better. But that's, again, sort of like a different thing entirely. That's you just actually doing proper design, which is kind of crazy. This one says you can do AI and colors, which is kind of cool. You can change the colors on this one. You can make it any old color you want. Very bright, very cool. Again, lots of stuff that you can actually design and customize here for yourself. Very, 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 very fun. Sets. These are not full sets. Let's take this jacket off. But they are sets of outfits that sort of have different combos together. I don't know. I don't know. Some nice little dresses and stuff here. Very cool that they have so many. There's some swimsuits. Then there are bottoms. We're changing the pants here. Lots of different pants options. You will find something you want here. It keeps going, by the way. They got baggies. They got jeans. They got tights. They got the smaller ones. They got the shorter ones. They got the longer ones. It's a lot of stuff. right? So they've definitely looked out for you here. And like, I wouldn't even be surprised if there was more stuff in game when you jump in. I just wouldn't be surprised. Like, it would not surprise me in the least. Not in the least. There you go. Accessories, socks, basically. Again, AI is available here. You can sort of do anything you want with it. They got these little leg warmers on the bottom that you can use. It's cool. Shoes. I don't know how many shoes there are. This is actually one section I did not look at. Obviously, this might not look so great if you have like high heels with like massive socks on, but hey, you can do what you want. You know? You're here designing your own character. You can do what makes you happy. There you go. Those are cool. Yeah, some tackies, some like sneakers, some whatever. Underwear. You have to actually remove the other parts to see the underwear. There you go. The underwear is all like lumped together. You've got the bottoms and the tops together. So you got the bottoms, then you're going for the tops. Not a massive selection, no lacy stuff here. And then you have custom outfits. These are ones that you made with customized outfit, basically. And that's basically that. That's it for the outfits. So I'm going to just select the preset over here. Let's take this one. And then we'll move on. Take the hat off quickly again. Take this off and take that off. Once again, as I said, you can customize outfits here. Then we're going to move on to accessories. This is actually quite a big section. The accessories. Again, for the outfits, by the way, I just want to say the male stuff, the female stuff, it's mostly the same. There are some minor differences, but it's not, you know, enough to even bother writing home about, if you know what I'm saying. Hats. Here we go. Lots of different options. And once again, you can do the AI stuff here. You can do the custom texture stuff. You can do whatever, right? You can do whatever. Eyewear. These were kind of nice. Oftentimes they give you like one set of glasses or like one type of design. This game seems to go a little crazy with that, and there's a lot of stuff that you can choose. You can actually do on all of these the extra colors. So you got the sub color and the main color here. And then if it's got the lens, then you can also do the lens color separately, which is really cool. It's just great. There's nothing to complain about. These ones, they have an AI option, so you can actually put the texture on the frame, which is really weird, but it's something you can do. So there you go. Necklaces, not a whole lot here, but again, they have the AI option here for whatever reason. You can sort of throw the beans on on the beautiful gemstone, and you can have that be that. I can zoom in for you guys and show you. Decent selection, very nice looking, beautiful textures. It's like they've done really well with this. Like, again, if you get up close and personal, it's like really nice, right? Earrings. Let's zoom in a little bit. The hair is slightly getting in the way. The earrings are beautiful. They glow nicely. They're shiny. They're nice. Fantastic. Hair. This is basically just an extra in the hair. There you go. Once again, customize that with AI, with colors, with everything. And then nails. One of the coolest parts of this, I love how she lifts the hands up and shows you the nails. I like the depth of field that they added here. There are a bunch of presets that you can pick from. And yes, you can pick a nail and you can go AI or you can go texture and you can throw like a little slime on there. You know, you can do anything. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Custom nails, good. Thumbs up. Lots of decent options here. Longer nails, as you can see. Shorter nails. You just pick the one you want. You design them. It's easy. Right? There you go. And that is that. I will show you this. You can do the nails on the dudes. Yes. Of course you can. All right. That actually brings us to the end. When you are finished with that, you have somehow created your character. You've sat here for 3.5 hours and you've done something truly special. This right here, maybe not truly special, but you know, it's all right. We've done okay. And that does, again, bring us to the end of this video. It is one of the best character creation systems, if not the best one that I've seen in terms of the visual fidelity, the amount of detail, the attention to detail, the options. basically the all-round customization. A lot of the stuff here, man, it's just so well put together. And for a game like this, for a game that plays the same way as The Sims, you want your characters to be customizable. They've definitely given you all you could possibly hope for. It's a robust system. The graphics, the visual style, phenomenal, on point, perfect. I just don't really have anything negative to say. I did say along the way, it would be cool if we had bigger beards. That's like the only thing. That's it. Of this entire system, that's the only thing I'd ask for. And it's such a minor thing, you know, because it should be pretty easy to add in. Overall, I am just so impressed. I mean, I've said this so many times, when you zoom in on the faces and you see the sheer level of detail that you can perceive, it's madness. It's one of the best uses for the Unreal Engine that I've seen, and it puts so many other character creators to shame. Just again, with the detail on things like the hair, the skin, the eyes, the face, the body itself even. On that note, there could be a little bit more customization on the body. It would be cool if we could see tattoos or markings or stuff like that. Scars as well. I realize it's not that kind of game, but like, it would be cool to add that. There are a few things that aren't possible. Heterochromia, vitiligo, a few of the other sort of inclusivity options could be added overall, but again, that's minor, and that's something they could add along the way, because the bones that they have here are just fantastic. So there you go, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've been enjoying it. Have you enjoyed looking at the canvas, making your own stuff, preparing for when you do play it one day? I'd love to hear from you guys. Again, from me, I'd say it's just perfection. I love it. It's going to be one that I'm going to be referring to a lot going forward, just because of the sheer quality here. So there you go. I'm done. Check back here soon for more. Give this one a like, share it, and do all that other good stuff. I appreciate it when you do. You can find my links below. My coffee page if you want to throw money at me, or my Twitch channel if you want to come watch my antics live, and all the rest. Hey, happy creating those characters, dudes. Happy that.